Hey everybody, I wanted to shoot a quick video. I was talking to Eric and Colleen Morehouse about land contracts and how they're a little bit different than regular purchase contracts, resale, or new construction. If you have a client that wants to just buy a lot or a piece of land, you want to use a different contract. There are a few things that are different, and there's some intricacies in that purchase itself, which I'll talk about here in a second. The majority of the contract is the exact same. Well, first off, you want to use the Central Virginia Regional MLS Purchase Agreement for Unimproved Property. That's the document you want to use. You can find it on Instanet, you can print it off on paper, or you can actually fill it out on Instanet. The top is pretty much the same with dates and purchaser, etc., etc. Describe the real property, lot, block, tax parcel number, more commonly known as, and so forth. Now the purchase price is dollars, and you write out the dollars in words like you normally would. And then there's some check boxes. This shall be the gross and stated purchase price, or then you can adjust the price per square foot, per acre, or whatever. Most of the time we're doing purchase contracts with the purchase price for the piece of land, so you don't have to worry about price per acre, unless it's usually a really, really big parcel. Payment source, loans, that's all the same page on page, the same on as it is on the other contract, the single family home residential purchase contract. Appraisals is or is not subject to appraisal. Financing, shall make diligent effort to secure a written loan commitment no later than 5 p.m. on, and you can put a date in there. Deposit, same paragraph. Settlement possession, same. Here's where it gets a little different on page 3. On page 3, you're allowed a study period and a soil study. Now, if you're buying a piece of land, what you basically want to determine is this piece of land, can it be used for what your clients want? Can it be used for a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom home? Can it be used for a home and horses? Can we put a pool on site? Now, if you're in a rural area that is on well and septic, that's what the soil study is for. But the first paragraph, the study period, what I typically do is I write my contract, probably a 60-day closing, something like that is normal. You can do it a little faster, maybe a little longer, depending on negotiation. My study period, if I'm writing a 60-day contract, is probably going to be 45 days. I want to check the soil. Can I have a septic field? Is the soil good for that? Maybe the builder wants to test the soil to see if they need an engineered footing, say for shrink swell soil, or is it a regular footing? All of these are going to affect the end cost of what your client wants to do, and it's good information obviously going in before you purchase. So I'm going to do a 60-day closing. I'm going to have a 45-day study period in my contract to allow for those studies, and then it goes on to say this agreement under soil study, which is paragraph 9, this agreement is contingent for blank days. I'm probably going to put the same 45 days in there from the date of ratification to allow, it's a blank, purchaser or seller. Typically the purchaser pays for this. You could try to write in seller, to obtain a soil study and or percolation test which shall lawfully allow for the erection and use of a 4-bedroom, 4-bath home, whatever your clients intend on building or how they intend on using the land. So those two study periods are key when you're buying a piece of property, because you want to make sure you can do what you want to do with that piece of property. Now, if you're buying an infill lot, say where there is water and sewer in a more suburban area, you would use that study period to make sure there is a sewer hookup. There is a water hookup. What I mean by that is a lot of times when they go build neighborhoods and they run the sewer line down the street, they can put a T in where that lot is and just cap it off. So when it comes time to drop the sewer line in for that construction, they can just, the plumber can dig their ditch and come tap into where they've teed off and capped off that T for that particular lot. So really the hard work is done. You're not tapping into the main sewer line. You're just connecting up to a pipe, your T-pipe, that is already sitting there waiting for you. You'd want to know that kind of stuff going into construction before you made the commitment to purchase the land. So that really takes care of the 2 periods. And the study period is wide open. It basically says, if purchaser determines that purchaser's purpose or use or plan development for the property is not practical, then purchaser may terminate this agreement by written notice to seller. So it's really wide open. Either I can use it for what I want and how I want, and it's not going to cost me any more than I want, or I'm out. That's the way a purchase contract works for unimproved property. They're allowed access to the property. You want to know if there's a property owners association. That's also in there. Brokerage fee is described. Mechanics liens, same as the purchase agreement for a residential home. Default, related business services, disclosures, any additional terms, blank paragraph to write stuff in there. Standard provisions roll through just like they do on the residential real property contract. Electronic signatures, initials, and acceptance date and time, and then sign and date by purchaser, sign and date by seller. Place your realtor's information on there. That is the quick and dirty of how to write a contract for a piece of land, or as the contract explains it, a contract for unimproved property. Thanks.